Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, mid-season, 2011, Major League Baseball. How you doing, fantasy world? Fantasy world out there? How you doing in your fantasy leagues? This is Homer Cocktail, number 14. Fantasy channel. Basically, I've done other sports besides baseball. Won 3 championships out of 4 in my main Homer Cocktail at Yahoo site this past year. The cocktails in basketball, when I was trying to show the draft, they came in first place this past year. And my whole philosophy centered around a good draft, making decent adjustments, managing your roster. Don't let people on the disabled list stay on, as your in your lineup of starters. You gotta put them on disabled list or drop them if you have too many people on DL. And then you gotta prepare for the playoffs. In baseball, more than anything else, you gotta watch burnout. So I play the first half of the season a little different than the second half, and I emphasize starters a little more than relievers. That way you don't have to go in every day and change your lineup. Do it 2-3 times a week. But you're bound to have bust or underachievers or players, even if you have a good draft. Players that get injured. Pujols is on the DL. He came back early. Morneau had neck injury. And some people just underachieve. Ugla had a horrible beginning of the season. He just had a decent week right before the All-Star break. Adam Dunn had a bad beginning of the season. Then you have rookies. Joyce at the beginning. I don't know if he's a rookie. I think he was. But then he tailed off. Then he got like Bernadina right now, who's doing okay on the Nationals. I'm going to give you some position players. Okay, I'm not going to give you the obvious. I'm not going to tell you something dumb like, hey, if you see someone drop Hanley Ramirez, pick him up. That's common sense, okay? You guys already know who the best players are. Yesterday was the All-Star game. National League won. And I think that gives them home field advantage for the World Series. We barely started making that matter pretty recently. Ramon Hernandez. On the Reds, he splits time with someone else as a catcher. But he's doing okay. Okay? There's not too many good hitting catchers right now. McCann, if you have him, great. Maurer came back from the DL, he's doing okay. I thought this Torabello was going to do good when Mike Napoli from the Rangers. I thought he has a high batting average, but he doesn't score very many runs, doesn't hit very many RBIs. But he's been hitting in 300s. But Napoli is back, okay? So that's a given. He has an O rank of like 127. If he's on the waivers, pick him up. And I'll try to speed through some of the rest. At first base, Trumbo, okay? From the Angels. He's doing all right. Danny Espinosa. At second base. If he's third base, Danny Valencia from the Twins. Okay? You got to get this guy. This guy plays a few different positions, not just shortstop. Emilio Bonifacio. I think he's from the Marlins. He's like ranked number 4 for this past week, but he's been doing good all month. I already mentioned Bernadina in the outfield for the Nationals, but also Nate Shierholtz, and Andy Dirks from the Tigers. Okay, these are guys that if you have an underachiever or someone that you thought would do better, but hey, these guys are doing okay, all right. And some of them are available in 75% of your leagues, some of them 25% of your leagues. As far as pitchers, Bobby Parnell. He doesn't have any saves yet. okay, but he has a good ERA, good whip. The Mets just traded K-Rod Rodriguez to the Brewers, and Parnell's probably going to be the new closer there. Okay, so relief pitcher Bobby Parnell, starting pitcher Vance Worley. He plays for the Phillies, and he's a great pitcher, but he's still behind Cliff Lee, Hamels, and Halladay. Right? So that's a great pitching staff, and their number 4 pitcher is worth having. His name's Vance Worley. You'll see an NA if you get him today. That they auction him down as AAA during the All-Star break. But that's about it. The other thing too, if you're middle of the pack, stick in there, because now's about the time you'll see people burn out, and you'll see a lot of teams that you play, people with a disabled list, on their starters or NA, or people that weren't ever really good. So dump your baggage, get some of those guys, and then prepare for the playoffs. Start picking up good relievers. That'll lower your ERA, your whip, but you got to manage your roster a little more. Okay, guys, hang in there. Have a good season.